What is up, guys? My name's Jackal. Ooh, pardon me. This is Kirby. So you know what that means. We are here for some more Bojack Horseman. More Kirby's Adventure on our hard mode, hero mode, whatever it's called, version. AKA, we only have 3 lives till we die, not 6. And let's get started. Gotta make this video somewhat quick because me and my best friend are about to watch the 11th episode of Bojack Horseman Season 3, which I will be making the video about next week. And as we all know, the episode 11s of each season, of both seasons so far, has made me, want to kill myself. So I don't really feel like this is going to be any different at all of what's been going on. Alright. So the big thing that actually got into my head through this last episode is there's a scene of Princess Carolyn talking about, what is this all in reference to her business. Damn, I tried to turn around and get it. But Princess Carolyn is wondering what, all of this stuff is for. Obviously referring to her business, all the hardships she's going through. All the second guesses, all the disappointment that comes with a personal venture like that. She's reflecting on everything at this point. Yeah! 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 Fuck yeah. I'm gonna need all the extra lives I can get because this is hard mode. Alright, before we continue, let's... I don't know what I was even looking at. I wasn't even looking at Jack. Alright, well, sorry Kirby, we messed that up. Whee! Bah! Sweet. I love Spinny Boy. I guess it doesn't work there, though. But a shoe does. So yeah, episode 11s are known to break hearts in Bojack Horseman world. So, the thing that got to me is there was a... I don't know why I'm repeating... Well, I know why I'm repeating myself, because I'm a bit high and I'm a bit drunk. So Princess Carolyn is having a moment where she's talking about, what the point of everything is. And she has a moment where she thinks to herself, and this is a very, very common thought to have, is, if I could go back, I tell myself that I would do it all differently. But other times I think about it, and I think, no, I wouldn't. And I guess a real big thing that gets me thinking of is, would you actually change anything? And I mean, I guess it makes a difference, obviously, as to the situation you're in now, as opposed to the situation you could be in. It's different coming from me, who's on a part right now of my life where, sure, I'm just renting a house, but I'm renting a house. I have 2 roommates, 2 girlfriends, 2 wonderful kids, a stepson that, is a pain in my ass, but, I love having the fucking kid around. Don't get me wrong. It's good practice, if anything. At very minimum. Nope, not quite. Oh my God! We got him. A little too much. Obviously, when he's all the way to the side, he's way easier to deal with. Alright. 2 lives, though. 2 lives. That's dope. I can handle that. And it's always weird to think to yourself, would I do anything differently? Because you know, the farther you get in life, the more and more that things become like, would you be willing to lose this? Because you have to remember that if you were to lose out on some big event in your life, you're potentially straight up not the same person that you were anymore. And I mean, like, I'm not exactly the most responsible person that I could be now. But would I be even less responsible if I wouldn't have gone homeless? Because part of the reason that I have the mindset I do about, you know, I was always a hard worker, but there would be times where I would let my mental health get in the way of work. And, I mean, a big deal of it when I was younger was that, you know, I moved out of my parents' house still when I was like 22. So I wasn't, you know, the youngest motherfucker to ever move out of his parents' house, but I also wasn't the oldest. And, you know, being out on your own, you know, I would let my work duties slip from me in a way that now there's no fucking way that I would ever let slip through my fingers like that. Ever. But it's weird because, you know, you think about things in your past and, like, you know, I think back and think to myself, I would do it all differently. But, you know, now if I were to if I were to do things differently, I may potentially, in that do things differently, quote unquote, I wouldn't have my daughter anymore. And I mean, I fucking love her more than life itself. Would I be willing to not have gone through being homeless and all the suicidal heartbreak that I had with my ex at the cost of losing her? And the question is in a certain way, like, you don't really know. Because, like, sure, I could have maybe had a kid at a younger age. Maybe it still would have been a daughter. Maybe it would have been a son instead. Maybe I would be more monetarily better off than I am now. But I know that most likely if my life would have gone the way that it was on its way to going, I wouldn't have met the woman who's the mother of my kids now. I wouldn't have that trajectory in my life that led us together. And, you know, yeah, would it have been nice? Sure. But I don't think, even though it would have been nice, that was epic. Even though I could go back and think to myself, like, yeah, I might do it differently, that's only like a monetarily driven thing, because I can't imagine a life without my little girl now. So it's like, it's weird because the older you get, the more that you acquire in your life, so the less things you're willing to lose on the chance of a whim. Because there's a chance that even if I would have stayed in my old life, that everything would have been the same as it is now, and nothing would have actually ended up any different. So it's weird because, you know, I mean, there are people who straight up, like, don't have anything and definitely would probably want and almost, like, deserve a redo in their life. But as far as for me goes, and I mean, it's not just me. There's a lot of people that are like that. The more you go, like I said, I might not be so gung-ho about the way that I am with work now, had I not been homeless. Because since being homeless, I tell you what, I look at a lot of these things as things like, this will never happen again. I'll never be homeless again. Like, I will work out whatever deal I have to with my parents to make sure that that's not the case. Ever. Oh, buddy. Oh, I forgot the medicine only gives you 1 health now, not 2. Because one was a third of the life heal before, and the other one was a full life heal. Now it still remains that. Medicine is 1/3. Maximum tomato is the full life bar, which in this is 2. Sweet. Nice backflip Kirby. Epic skills. But you know, it sucks because I am in a position where, for me, it is as simple as like that. Because I know, like, somebody like my younger cousin, you know, this kid's life has been full of all of the wrong decisions. You know, he probably could have dealt with maybe having a different lot in life. But I say that, and yet he also has a daughter. One daughter that, you know, he has visitation, and the other one he doesn't. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just such a hard thing to think about. Because unfortunately, I have enough in my life now to where, you know, I don't think I would go back. I think if I could go back and do everything different, I would end up doing exactly the same things. I think the things that, like, I might tell myself in a past, that sucks. I think the thing that I would be willing to tell myself if I could go back and talk to myself, I think there's advice I could give myself without really changing much. But I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if I could go back and change things about, like, when I was a high schooler. At this point, if that would end up being anything. Damn. I don't know if that would end up, like, altering my course of life that drastically. Whoop. So it's weird, man. It's weird to think about. I don't even know. I still, to this day, do not know what these enemies are. They kind of look like roosters, but they almost look like they don't have faces. Alright, I don't need that. Bye. Brinka! Nope. Ah. Sweet lettuce. Go get our sword. But it's just weird to think about your life in terms of, like, the decisions you made and how many decisions that, if made different, could make your life so much radically different than it is now. And, you know, like said in the episode, would you even do it differently? My being homeless gave me the ability to think of work and handle my responsibilities the way I do now. I wasn't that good at handling my responsibilities when I was younger. I actually made probably slightly less, like maybe 10% less money now. Or no. I make, compared to back when I was teaching martial arts, I make maybe 15% more in terms of salary. Because I was getting about $1,400 a paycheck, which was every 2 weeks. And now every 2 weeks, I'm getting about... Every 2 weeks, maybe... Or wait, no. Or wait, no. Yeah. Sorry. I'm having such a hard time keeping up with my own math. I definitely made more when I was younger in terms of money. But it's weird that with so much less money that I'm making, I was making before about $700 a week. Now I'm making maybe $500. And it's weird because now I have 2 kids and I'm able to make that same money last, where when I was just like a young kid in his early 20s, that money wasn't stressing me at all. I was horrible with money. And, you know, there's a lot of life circumstance that brought that into existence, you know, that that's not something that just happened out of, you know, nowhere. I want to kill this guy for no reason at all. That's not like something that, like, happened out of nowhere. Oh, shit! Got him. Wah! But, I forgot the exact wording that I was using right before this. But yeah, no, it's just weird that making significant... Now, granted, the money I make now is less, but it also is with UPS bomb-ass healthcare added to the mix. So let's just say on a paycheck, that's like $50 more. You know, $200 a month more, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. You know what? We'll say, how about this? We'll go extra hardcore. We'll say I make $400 a month in healthcare extra to what I had before. That's still weekly, on a weekly basis, $100 less than I'm making now compared to when I was in my young teens. But again, just being able to be an adult and handle things in much more of a responsible way. You would be surprised how much actually just diligence and I guess the best way to say it is like there's a saying, a common saying that's like, discipline will set you free. And that is for really reals. Like for really reals. Ew. Ash. Discipline setting you free is like, it's way more true now, you know, that I have to penny pinch now than it mattered when I was younger. You know, when I was younger, I'd go out, you know, to Subway and get food, go out to a fast food place, also buy myself like a liter of alcohol, like a small little hand, not the little, not the shooter bottles, not the tiny bottles of hard liquor, not the tiny ones. But, you know, usually they have the liter and the half liter. I would get like a half liter of whiskey, and I drink that shit every night. That's like $20 in itself, like $15, $20 every night. Every night you're doing that shit. And I mean, that's what led me to battling with alcohol, but just not having the responsibility. And it sucks, man. It really sucks because my old sensei, when I taught martial arts, I just want to talk about this before I hit the boss fight. He used to always tell me shit. I remember being 22. Excuse me. And him telling me that me and my girlfriend needed to move in together because me having more responsibility would get me to act different. And my old boss was a prick. But he was right. That's exactly what I needed. Like, I thought I wasn't going to be homeless after being homeless. I have 2 kids now. I'm never being homeless again. The amount of begging and like scraping I will do to make sure my kids have over a roof over their head, bro. I would put it this way. I'm like 90% straight. The 10% of me that's not straight, I consider the part of me that is like not straight enough to look at an attractive man and be like, that dude's fucking hot. But that's about as like quote unquote gay as I am, or as bisexual as I am. Just like 10%. That's it. 5% if you're considering bisexuality. Because everything there is 50-50, so it's worth less. But like, I'd suck a dick. And I'm not saying that because I'm drunk. I'd suck a dick to make sure that my kids had a place to live. Like, something that, like, me and my girls have we've never brought extra partners to the house. We've always gone outside. Always. But we all know that the 3 of us, we could bring a partner, an extra outside partner, home to the house with us, as long as we told everyone, hey, I'm bringing someone by the house. Please don't enter in the house. The whole reason I need that warning is because, like, I work overnight. I can't imagine working overnight, being up since 2 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, coming home and seeing a pair of balls and hairy ass in my room. Like, it's just like, ugh, dude, what the fuck? Gross. Like, I hate dick and balls. It's the whole reason I don't want the girls to be bringing dudes around the house without telling me. Because I don't want to see stray ball sack. I just don't like scrotums. They're fucking gross. So, but like, I can't imagine the lengths I would go to make sure my kids have a place to stay and a roof over that. I will do anything. My parents, who already took me in and now like are retired, I would beg and scrape to make sure my 2 kids had a place to stay. No price I could see is being too high to pay. And the thing is like, to get on the original subject, these are all lessons I've learned that I don't know if I would know or appreciate the same lessons. I don't know if I would know and appreciate these lessons the same way if I didn't go all the hardships that I have. Nope. Shwa! Woo! I cannot wait. Perfect. Yeah! Fuck that guy. Oh, my deep head is no longer working the way that it should. This phone cover's killing me, but I also need it. I need it to survive. Alright, new music to finish this up. Because, the last level was a little shorter, so, there was less ground to cover that I wanted to, and more talking than I wanted. It's more just drunken rambling, but I guess the lesson that I just want to say to anybody who ever finds this is never worry about the struggles you're going through now. I mean, worry about them in their practical sense, but a lot of times the things that you can learn from this are things that will influence you the rest of your life. I wouldn't be the person who I am now without having gone homeless. I simply would not have been. I wish I could say that I was, and I wish I could say that maybe I might have done things differently. But a lot of I don't know if everything's deterministic, in which, like, the decisions you're going to make, you were always going to make. But when we know about, like, psychology and the way that our habits are formed and how we make our decisions primarily based on the things that we learn from very early childhood, I guess the best thing to do is honestly not worry ever about how things would have worked if you would have done things differently. Because if we really think about it, if you dissected your whole life, which me as somebody who often spends a lot of time in my own head, I definitely have done this. I can think of many different junctions in my life that things could have gone differently. With my ex-girlfriend, the one that, when we broke up, kind of threw my life into chaos. You know, one of the reasons she cheated on me and did all these extra things is that I was a boring boyfriend. And I was. But there's multiple chances that I had to fix that. There's multiple chances with my old job teaching martial arts that, you know, crucial moments, if I would have done things differently, could have been different. You know, if when I was walking to my bus stop, freshman year of high school, if when I stepped on my shoelace, I wouldn't have looked down before looking to my left, if I could have avoided getting hit by a car. Because me not getting hit by a car would have not given me long-standing pain in my right leg, and I would have been a better athlete. And had I would have been a better athlete in karate, I could have possibly made and done more international competitions, which maybe would have changed how I would have trained, competed. There's so many things in your life, so many crucial decisions and moments that... I'm going to turn this down. This is loud as fuck in my ears. Holy shit. There's so many decisions, maybe one louder for the audience. That was lower, higher. There's so many decisions that I think to myself, if I could have made differently, my life could have been differently. But I don't know if I'm willing to lose the life that I have now, the things that I have now, my daughter that I have now, in order to get them. Because most of those changes that I could have made would have maybe made my economic life better. But, like, I'm fortunate enough now to actually be very happy with my life. And, you know, like everything's alluded to, I don't know which lessons are worth going through and which ones aren't. The only thing that you can do is honestly just live your life and take the decisions you make with the fucking a stiff upper lip and a fucking hard ass chin. 'Cause you're gonna live with those decisions. And there's always going to be bad that's felt immediately. And I think that's the hardest part, is that the good that you feel. The me going homeless now is 5? It's 2022. 5.5 years ago. 5 3/4 years ago, I went homeless because it was in May of that year. So, if I wouldn't have gone homeless then, what trajectory does that lead the rest of my life on? That's all of the pain that I felt back then. All of the hardships that I faced were all immediate. And yet all the lessons I learned and all the appreciation for I have of them, I didn't feel until years after the fact. So it's like, it's not even like okay, well, first it feels bad, then it feels good. So just wait for the bad to be over, then sometimes there could be a year's gap. And honestly, sometimes there could be nothing positive that comes at the end of that. The only thing that you can do is honestly wait and find out. Live your life and just know that the curiosity you have to approach with is what's going to happen after this is all said and done. what's going to happen when the dust clears. And that's impossible for anyone to think in the middle of hardship. I couldn't have thought of that to myself when I was having to pack up my car because the next day I knew the sheriffs were going to be coming by to make sure that to come into my apartment. It's rough, man. Life is rough. Things are rough. All you can do is make the decisions that you make and that you think are best at the time for all the good and bad reasons. And after that, just come whatever may. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Next time, we handle the butter building and we talk about whatever the fuck is about to break my heart in like 20 minutes. So, peace out.